Hey, welcome back to another video. Today I just wanted to recommend 5 survival and or adventure games that you should play with your friends. These are all games that I've personally played, so there's going to be a lot of game missings because my friends and we don't really play that many survival games. But here we go. The Forest is one of the more classic survival games on this list. I think it's one of the best survival games that we've ever played, even though we haven't played very many. It's a very fun game that kind of just throws you on an island after your plane crashes. So it's very much like you are pretty much the survivors of Lost, except you're much less. There's not as many of you. It even comes with the others. The others are in this game, well, like the inhabitants of the island. And it's a really fun survival game. Like there's a really fun loop to it. You kind of do your typical survival things where you're trying to build a shelter, finding food, getting fresh clean water. But this was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be when my friends and I played it. It was just really fun. There's a fun world to kind of like explore. There was a lot of adventure elements. There's a lot of different things all of you could do. So you can technically play this game by yourself, but with friends, everyone could be doing different things. Like I really like just, fighting the cannibals and then burning their bodies and collecting bones. That was one of my favorite parts of the game. And some of my other friends, they really liked, to build things or, to catch rabbits and make a rabbit farm. So there's a whole bunch of different things you can do in this. And one of the other fun things about it is there's also a lot of exploration that you can do and a lot of underground caves that you can explore together. And that was a lot of fun doing that, especially once you get that climbing axe. And it becomes just a really fun exploration game. So like you pretty much trying to survive. Once you guys lock in that in the first kind of few hours of the game, then you can start exploring a lot more and the game really opens up, and it was just a really fun game to play. As the lone survivor of a passenger jet crash, you find yourself in a mysterious forest battling to stay alive against a society of cannibalistic mutants. Build, explore, survive in this terrifying first-person survival horror simulator. No Man's Sky did not release very well. Everybody knows it, of the No Man's Lies. It's like a game that just had probably the worst launch you could possibly have, with a creator and developer team that just really did not portray what the game was about. But that was back in August 12th, 2016. A lot has changed since then. The game has gotten a lot better. There's been a lot of updates. They've been updating this game a ton, a lot of free content updates. And it is actually a pretty good time. When I first played it, I thought, okay, that's a good few hours. But when they came out with the multiplayer update, where they started adding co-op with friends, the game got a lot more fun. So my friend and I, we played it together, and it was a really good time. Like when you have somebody else there exploring the islands with the planets with you, it makes a huge difference. It just became a much more enjoyable experience. You're in it together. You're exploring these planets together. Everything is different. You're trying to find the best planets you can go to. You had freighters. There were just so many new things in the game and so much more to do than when it started that it actually really is starting to become a really fun game. In No Man's Sky, every star is the light of a distant sun, each orbited by planets filled with life, and you can go to any of them you choose. Fly smoothly from deep space to planetary surfaces with no loading screens and no limits. In this infinite procedurally generated universe, you'll discover places and creatures that no other players have seen before, or perhaps never will again. Terraria is an older game. It was released in 2011, but my friends and I just picked it up. It was on sale during the Steam Summer Sale. We got it for like $2.50. I think it's $9.99 if you're gonna pay for it now. And there's also a 4-pack. So if you got 3 other friends, you can pick it up for $30 for the 4-pack. We just messed around and played with it, but this game is actually really fun. It's kind of similar to like The Forest, where everyone can be doing something different at the same time. Like you can either be building the shelters, you can be mining, building train tracks, little like the carts, mining carts all over the place. You can be exploring the sides. It's a 2D platformer, so it's you can explore left or right, and then you can get different kind of combat things happening and a lot of different crafting stuff. When you find different minerals, it was just a really fun game to play. It was just really light. I get why so many people like this game, and we barely touched the surface of it. So if you're looking for this style of game, this style of art style, and you want to just have a fun game to mess around with your friends, Terraria is a really good game to pick up. Dig, fight, explore, build. The very world is at your fingertips as you fight for survival, fortune, and glory. Blending elements of classic action games with the freedom of sandbox-style creativity, Terraria is a unique gaming experience where both the journey and the destination are completely in the player's control. The Terraria adventure is truly as unique as the players themselves. Outward is the only game on this list that I did not really play with my friends. This is a game I played solo. I did play it for 36 hours. You can play with up to one friend. It's co-op, so it's only 2 people can play it. It does have split screen, which is really rare for this kind of game, so that's pretty cool. You could play it with the Steam remote feature, like play with your friends but remotely. And I tried that with my friend a little bit. It was kind of funny. It was kind of fun just to go through all of your like couch co-op games. So you can even play it that way. Only one person has to buy it. But you know, you got to have really good internet connections and good upload speeds so your friend has a good experience on their end. It's a really fun game to play. I had a really good time with it. I never actually finished the campaign because I took too many breaks from it and it was really hard to come back to. But the experience was really fun. One of my favorite features of this game is how the inventory system works. Your backpack is a real physical thing in this game. You can take it on, you can take it off. If you want to be more mobile while fighting, you have to take off your backpack, but everything is in it, so you have to make sure to come back and pick it up. I thought it was just a really fun feature to have in a survival game. It made the world feel a lot more harsh, and like you have to really think about, are you going to put your backpack down now, or are you going to keep it on if it's an easier fight? And you have to like manage to get bigger bags that are better, one that has a lantern in the front, or if it's a lantern just hanging off the side. So there's really fun things just in that backpack that you have choices that you can make. Some I think could be better combat abilities. I just got the really big like prospector one with the lantern out in the front because I just like that, having the lantern out in front of you so you can see better. So this is a pretty fun game. The combat is, for me, is something that's keeping me from coming back to it. It was just a little too clunky for me, so I do have a hard time going back to this game. I did try to go back to this game recently, and I did play it for a bit, but honestly, the combat was just kind of getting to me. So you have only one other friend, and they're willing to pick it up, or you can try the Steam remote feature. This might be a really fun game to play if you're really into that survival mechanics and a lot of that exploration, and there is a story with it too as well. No remarkable journey is achieved without great effort. Outward is an open-world RPG where the cold of the night and an infected wound can be as dangerous as a predator lurking in the dark. Explore the vast world, embark on memorable adventures alone or with a friend. Outward delivers an immersive RPG experience coupled with survival gameplay, offering a deeply rewarding challenge for the most avid gamers. Sea of Thieves is a fun game. It's kind of similar to No Man's Sky, where it did have a very rocky launch, but it is also a game that has been updated and free content has been added continually over the last few years since it's been released in 2018. This is actually a really fun game to play with your friends. I don't really recommend this game to play solo. You can play with up to 4 friends. The best parts of this game are what your friends, make out of it. It is a sandbox, open world, a pirate game, right? So you're just gonna do whatever you want. You can do the quests. You can just go look for other players and fight them. You can just chill on your boat and go fishing and just keep playing the music over and over and get super wasted with the grog. So there's so many fun things you can do in this game, and it is really a good time. We really enjoy coming back to it every now and then, and just to see the new content and see what's there. So this is a really fun game to play with friends. If you're really into like all of the pirates and ships, and you really liked Black Flag, and you wanted to have maybe a more cartoony version of it with your friends that you can fool around in, this is a really good game to pick up, and I actually do really recommend it now. It is a lot better than it was at launch. Sea of Thieves offers the essential pirate experience. From sailing and fighting to exploring and looting, everything you need to live the pirate life and become a legend in your own right. With no set roles, you have complete freedom to approach the world and other players however you choose. So those are the 5 survival and action games that I recommend that you pick up with your friends. Let me know what you guys think. If there's any games that we should play in the survival adventure genre, please let me know in the comments below. Until next time.